That's an exciting beginning. So, welcome everyone. And today I'm here with Sara Gaitan. She's from Breastfeeding Depot, and she's offering workshops for everyone here in the Central Valley. And she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. So, go ahead, Sarah.
Hi, Claudia. Thank you for having me. So, my company, Breastfeeding Depot, is actually a company made to help moms who are super confused about their new baby. So we all hear all the time, breastfeeding is best. Everybody should breastfeed their baby. We should do this. We should do that. But nobody really takes the time to go in depth with the mom and tell them this is what it's going to be and this is what can happen. So I wanted to start this because I spent some time working in a hospital postpartum with these brand new babies that were like 2 to 3 hours old. And moms were so confused. And you know that's what's going to happen when you have a baby. You don't have any sleep. You're in a lot of pain and you don't know what to do with the crying baby. So we had these moms coming in super confused about their baby. They didn't know what was going on. And I had to educate them at 2 or 3 in the morning when nobody wants to learn anything. So basically this is what I want to offer to moms, so to get them prepared when they have their baby.
So before we get into in more of your business, I want to talk about more about breastfeeding and why it's important for mothers to to take your workshops, because breastfeeding is one of the things we can give to our children as the best present you can ever give them in life. So, what are the benefits of breastfeeding our children?
So, breast milk, a lot of people call it liquid gold, and it's not for anything. Liquid gold, basically just saying it's the best starter food for your baby. So, when we feed anything else that's not our own milk, our baby's digestive system becomes a little bit rough, can run into infections, bacteria, anything that can enter into the baby's tummy. So breastfeeding is basically the best food for the baby because it's at the right temperature. It's human milk made for a human baby. You obviously made it for that baby that your body already made also. It protects baby from illnesses. It protects from risks of diabetes, cancers. The big one also that scares a lot of new moms is SIDS. If anybody has ever heard of SIDS, it's sudden infant death syndrome. So breastfed babies have a lower risk of SIDS. And all the immunities that you provide to your baby with breastfeeding are immunities that continue on with your baby until adulthood. So it's not like if you just breastfeed your baby for 2 months, that's it. You just protected the baby for 2 months. Even if you breastfeed for 2 or 3 days, you've already made a huge difference in that baby's life.
I see. Well, it happened to me that as soon as I gave birth to my son, I noticed that I wasn't making enough milk, and at the hospital, sadly they get desperate with you if you don't have someone like you around, and they just tell you to feed them with a bottle. So, what would you say to those mothers like myself?
Like I mentioned before, working at the hospital, I saw the frustration, where when you're not fully in the know of how your body works, then you start to second guess yourself, like, can I really feed this baby that my body just made? But it is very frustrating when you're hearing things like, you should have this, you should have that. And then you're looking at yourself like, why don't I have that? Every baby's different. Every mom is different. And this is why I really want to encourage moms to educate themselves before they get to the hospital, because the hospital is not a good learning environment for mom. You're tired. There's a lot of pain after delivery. I'm sure you remember that part. Nobody wants to learn when they're in pain. They're tired and they're sleepy.
So that brings me to the point that you were saying, to get to educate ourselves before having the baby made, possibly. So, what are some good points that you would say that we can do as mothers to prepare ourselves?
Well, when we think of, you know, even myself, I have 3 children. So back then, when I didn't have this knowledge, when I thought of preparing for my baby, I thought of like, let me buy a stroller, let me buy a car seat, let me buy a crib. Those are the things that I was preparing for. But I never really put any thought into how am I going to feed this baby and what's going to happen if it doesn't go the way that I planned it. So I don't mean education like you have to go to school and get a degree and do all this. I just mean understand your body, understand what's going to happen, and understand what this baby is going to be needing from you and be asking.
I remember, when you start breastfeeding, some of the challenges that I encountered was the pain, and you don't know how to latch the baby correctly, or you don't know if you're doing it right, so you don't know if the baby's getting enough food. So, what would you say to mothers that are having this problem?
And those concerns that you have are like the same concerns that 98% of moms have. It's always the same thing. It's always, I'm not making enough milk, this hurts, and is the baby eating enough? Like, those are the 3 things. So definitely, just to throw it out there, pain is not supposed to be experienced. I mean, a little discomfort maybe until your body gets used to it, but you shouldn't be feeling pain. As far as making enough milk, that's always in the back of every mom's head, of course, because we always think of, am I starving this baby? I don't want the baby crying because he's hungry. So every time a baby cries, we automatically associate it with, I didn't feed him enough. We don't think, oh, maybe this baby's cold. Maybe I need to change the diaper. Maybe he just doesn't want to be here right now and he wants me to hold him. We always go back to, he's hungry. So I think that makes us doubt ourselves a lot. And when you take the time to educate yourself on breastfeeding and all of the normal patterns and behaviors of a baby, then you start to understand how the baby's body and our bodies work together. So having that knowledge will help you understand why the baby's crying, why the baby's being fussy, why your body feels a certain way. And that just goes back to why I'm really encouraging moms to take the time to learn these things before they have the baby.
So if any mothers out there are interested in contacting you and taking this workshop to get prepared before they deliver their baby, where can they find you?
Well, right now I am on Facebook, and you can easily message me through there. It's facebook.com page. And then I also have an email. It's breastfeedingdepot.fresno@gmail.com. And then I also have a phone number. Not a lot of people like to make phone calls anymore, but if you want to text me, that's fine too. And my phone number is 559-681-3828.
And if the mothers want to take the workshop right now, during COVID-19, how are they going to be taking this workshop with you?
Well, the workshop really depends on what the mom is wanting to learn. The normal workshop is probably an hour and a half. But once I start having moms ask questions that they start thinking of as I'm speaking on certain things, we sometimes go into 2 hours. I really encourage mom to have anybody that's going to be helping her with the baby there also, so that they hear the information, such as dad, a partner, if it's mom, a grandma, a sister, somebody that's going to be helping mom to be there with her, because obviously, again, like I said, when all of this happens with delivery, mom's just not all there. So workshops, I really encourage them to have their support system there with them, which can lead to a little bit more questions, because other people have questions. So typically hour and a half, 2 hours tops, just depending on how much mom.
in person, or can they take them virtually, online?
Right. Typically, they were in person. Right now, we're not doing that just for our protection with COVID. But we are doing virtual Zoom meetings. So if anything, we can set something up virtually. That's been the best route right now.
Awesome. So again, where can they find you?
So Facebook, the business name is Breastfeeding Depot. And also you can email me at breastfeedingdepot.fresno@gmail.com. And again, the phone number is 559-681-3828.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And do you have a message for all the moms out there that want to learn more about breastfeeding?
Yes. So if you're pregnant, expecting your baby, congratulations, first of all. But this roller coaster of motherhood is hard enough. Don't try to throw it all on yourself. Let people help you. And that's what we're here for.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Ya saben, para los que estén interesados en este workshop que está ofreciendo Sara, Sara habla español, right? Correct? Do you speak Spanish?
Oh my goodness, se cortó y no te escuché.
Sí, habla español. Yo dije que tú ya hablabas español, que también te podían contactar.
Todo lo que dije en inglés lo sé decir en español también, así es que si me quieren hablar y ocupan ayuda, aquí estoy para asistirles.
Así es, así es. Hacerlo también lo
les voy a
decir.
Todo en español. En Facebook estamos en la página de Breastfeeding Depot. El número de teléfono es el 559-681-3828 y tenemos un correo electrónico también de breastfeedingdepot.fresno@gmail.com.
Perfecto. Y si algunas mamás por ahí les gustaría estar con nosotros, porque tengo entendido que esto va a ser uno de los muchos videos que vamos a hacer para ustedes, informativos. Entonces, si alguna de las mamás que esté experimentando algún tipo de problema ahorita con la lactancia, si les gustaría venir aquí a preguntarle a Sarah en vivo, lo pueden hacer. Les vamos a estar informando en la página de MLTV y pues déjenos los comentarios. También si tienen preguntas, Sarah los va a poder ver. Y también habla español, habla inglés, así que cubre todo el Valle Central.
Estamos disponibles para todos.
Así es. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, and just keep an eye on our comments, because sometimes people leave comments there for you too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Give us a like.
Bye.